Alright, it's time for a story. Do you have any pets? Okay. If you could have any pet in the world, what would you like to have? Nice! Why would you like to have that kind of pet? Sounds good. Today we'll hear a story about a pet who loves to do one thing. Cats are amazing animals. They can climb. They can jump. They can even see in the dark. Today's story is about a cat named Carl. Carl was a cat like every other cat. He loved laying in the sun, he loved taking naps, he loved eating his food, and of course playing with a lot of his cat toys. But there was one thing that Carl loved more than anything else, and that was climbing. Ever since he was a kitten, he always tried to climb as high as he could. Once he got his cat tower, he climbed to the very top of it and felt very proud. Then he climbed all the way to the top of the refrigerator. It was very difficult, but he was very happy he got up there. He even climbed up on the shelves where he was not supposed to go, but it was way too much fun and he couldn't resist. Carl had never been outside. One day, his owner left the door open, and he had to see what was out there. When he went through the door, he saw a beautiful blue sky, gorgeous green grass, and the wind and bird song was the best thing he had ever felt and heard. He loved being outside, but then he felt it. He had to climb something. He looked ahead and saw something he had never seen before. It looked like a stick in the ground with a box on top. On the side of the box was a red flag. He didn't know what it was, but he certainly wanted to climb it. He started at the bottom, climbed all the way up the post, and finally, he was on top of the box. He felt very proud being up there. All of a sudden, a white truck pulled up next to the box. A man waved hello, opened the box, and put some pieces of paper inside. Carl thought it was very strange, but then again, this was his first time outside, and he had some things he had to learn. He said goodbye to the man in the truck, and then jumped into the gorgeous green grass to think about what he was going to do next. Then he realized how big his house was. Now Carl had been inside since, well, as early as he could remember. But he had never seen what his house looked like on the outside. It seemed much bigger now that he was looking at it, and he decided he had to climb it. Carefully, brick by brick, Carl climbed to the very top of the house. Once he was on top of the house, he found the whole place covered with these strange gray rectangles. He didn't know what this place was called, but it was very warm, and he felt very comfortable. He slowly walked up to the very tippy top, and once he knew he was at the highest place, he let out a big kitty yawn, stretched out his claws, laid down, and took a nap. Carl wasn't sure how long he had fallen asleep for, but he knew the feeling once his eyes had opened. He needed to climb something. Looking from the roof, he tried to find something that was higher than him. He turned and he saw it. A great, big, brown thing was sitting in the yard of the house. It was covered in a very rough, brown kind of skin. It had all of these arms that reached up in different ways into the sky, and it was covered, absolutely covered, in these round, green, flat things. Carl knew he was going to climb it, so he carefully got down from on top of his house, and he slowly walked over to the bottom of this great big brown thing. Carl put one claw in front of the other, and slowly but surely, he began making his way to the top of this thing. It was very difficult, because the thing he was climbing grew thinner and thinner the closer he got to the top. Finally, Carl poked his head out from the round, flat green things and saw one of the most beautiful views he had ever seen. He decided it was time to go back and eat his dinner, but he realized there was a problem. He didn't know how to get down. He tried backing up. He tried turning around, but nothing seemed to work. Indeed, Carl was stuck. Then he decided to do the one thing that worked when he was in his house. He called for help. "Help, help, help," meowed Carl. After a few moments, a bird flew next to the poor cat. "Hello, Mr. Bird. My name is Carl, and I need your help," said the cat. The bird looked at the poor cat and gave his advice. "Well, there's a very simple solution," said the bird. "Just jump out of the tree and flap your wings. You'll easily float down to the surface." Carl thanked the bird for his advice, but he knew it would do him no good. He didn't have any wings. So Carl kept calling for help. "Help, help, help," said the cat. A few moments later, a monkey came by and talked to the cat. "Hello, cat. I heard you calling," said the monkey. Carl explained his problem, and the monkey gave him some advice. "Just jump from branch to branch," said the monkey. "It's very easy, and it'll get you down the tree in no time." Carl thanked the monkey and told him to have a nice day, but he felt very sad. There was no way a cat like Carl could jump from branch to branch. It was too dangerous. Just when Carl thought he would be stuck up there forever, along came a dog. Now, cats don't really like dogs, but in this case, Carl was in big trouble, and he would take any help he could get. Carl called to the dog and said, "Hello, my name is Carl. I'm stuck in this tree. Can you help me?" The dog looked at the cat and shook his head. "I'm sorry, friend. I can't climb trees. But you know, anytime I'm in trouble, I always call my owners, and they help me out." This was an idea Carl had never had. He started meowing as loud as he could, hoping that his owner would hear him. Sure enough, his owner came outside and saw the problem that Carl had gotten himself into. He quickly got a ladder, put it against the side of the tree, and climbed to the very top to get the poor cat. Carl was happy to be rescued, but one thing he knew for sure: climbing is great. Well, that's the end of our story. We hope you liked it. Would you like to have a cat like Carl? Why? I see. Can you think of some things that Carl climbed in this story? That's right. Good job listening. Well, thanks for listening to the story. We hope to see you again soon. Goodbye.